Hey guys, just want to quickly go over your test for today. Just preview the questions and give you a few pointers about things because I won't be right next to you to answer a bunch of questions, but I will be available if you want to jump on and ask me questions. But I know what most of the questions will be because I gave this assessment, the fifth grade teachers gave this assessment last year. So just want to point a few things out to avoid any confusion and to give you a little bit of help ahead of time. First section here, if you forget to, it will not let you go past. You have to type in the first section, your first and last name. Once you do that, then you will move on. For the passage, this is a passage from a story, a larger chapter book, The Diary of Patsy, a Free Girl. And so this is about a slave, the time of 1865, right about the time where slaves were emancipated or set free. And so what I can do is actually on my trackpad, if I move my fingers diagonally away, I can actually make this larger so that I can read. So you will read this passage. It's about a page of the text, and then you will have questions down here. Question 1 says, identify one problem faced by Patsy, a slave living and working on a plantation. Here you can type your answer, and I do expect it to be complete sentences. Everybody say complete sentences. That's right. And so if you have hopefully learned how to restate the question, one problem faced by Patsy in the story. And so you would write out one of the problems. So there's a couple of things you could say. And so for here, it's not asking you to quote directly from the text. You could just tell a problem that Patsy has. But then if you notice question 2 says cite evidence from the text. Pull a sentence from the text and use that to support the fact that that was one of the problems she had. Basically, you're showing in the text where she is having a problem, and you're going to use that. And so wherever it is, you can actually, an easy thing to do would be copy and paste. I'm going to grab a sentence just randomly. This is not the answer, but what you can do is do Control C, Control V, if that were my answer. But you would want to start out by saying the text states, according to the text, the author writes, one of those evidence stems, and then you will quote it, a direct quote here, right here, that says you are pulling that directly from the text. So question 1, what is a problem Patsy faces? And then what is your evidence from the text? Where does it talk about that that's a problem? Question 3, in the text, Patsy writes, writing to you is like speaking to a friend, so I shall call you dear friend, since I don't have any real friends. And so in the text, this is a part of the passage. What does this say about Patsy? I will say this, that you need to make sure that anytime you see something from the text that's quoted, go back and look and find where that is. After you've read this, you should know about where that is. Read and get a feel for what's happening in the context of the story. Then you write a complete sentence. What would be the best theme for the story? Let me just give you a heads up and point out here with the theme, it should be a lesson or a moral that really fits not just the story, but our lives also. So a large lesson. And so whatever you choose here, question 5 says what supports your answer in question 4. So you need to get question 4 correct to get question 5 correct, essentially. And so I do kind of take some partial credit here depending on the combination that you choose. But this is super important for you to think about a lesson from the text that the character learns that maybe could also apply to our lives, and then what here goes with that theme, depending on what you choose. So you will do question 4 and 5, they're grouped together. Question 6 says, analyze the following sentences from paragraph 4. And then they give you a couple sentences. And then it says, what conclusion can you draw about Charles's feelings towards Patsy? Here's the deal. Paragraph 4. Don't just read those sentences. Go up to paragraph 4 and count out 1, 2, 3, 4 and read what it says fully and give a full answer right here. And this one's multiple choice. So you're going to choose the one that matches after you reread the whole paragraph, paragraph 4. And then we have here, use context clues, number 7, to determine the meaning of the word need in the following sentence. So go back, look for where this is. A lot of students get this wrong because they don't know the word, but based on the sentence, what makes the most sense? And then like a synonym or a word similar to that. And then you say, okay, what was the clue here? What phrase helped you the most to determine what the word need means? K-N-E-A-D. Question 9 and 10, to wrap things up here, you have the directions say complete the character chart from this passage. In each empty box, complete numbers 9 and 10. So they give you a chart. In the character in the story Annie that you read, there's something in the text that lets you infer that she's mean and unkind to Patsy. So you're going to go back in the text up here and choose something that is evidence from the text that she's mean and unkind. Do Control C, bring it down, and instead of putting it right here, you can't click here, you actually put your answer to question 9 right here. What is a sentence from the text that shows evidence that Annie is mean and unkind? Then question 10, you actually answer right here. What is a sentence from the text that shows that Patsy really wants to learn? What in the text shows you that she really wants to learn? What's some evidence? And you would type that there. And then the last one is multiple choice. You click on that and then you submit only when you have read the text, of course. You've gone back and looked for the answers in the text, and you've reread and made sure you answered every single question and you didn't skip anything. Then you can submit. All right. I spent my time doing this because I also wanted to kind of just talk about test taking skills. So this is really your lesson today, was to think about using a lot of these strategies as you take a test. All right, take your time, do your best. I know you'll do awesome. Good luck.